Happy Palm Sunday. If you hear birds chirping and insects coming alive, because they are starting to, because I'm sitting outside today. It's a very beautiful sunny day, and the first thing I did was get up and come outside. So today is Palm Sunday, and what it is celebrated is in a distribution of palm branches or branches of other native trees, presenting the palm which was scattered in front of Christ as he rode into Jerusalem. These palms are sometimes woven into crosses. So if you celebrate Palm Sunday, happy Palm Sunday. It just honors Jesus' entrance into Jerusalem, in case nobody's ever told you. So I had a pretty eventful weekend. My mother came on Thursday because I told you her house caught on fire. So I've been sleeping on an air mattress because my mom is older. Her and her husband came, and so you can't make old people sleep on an air mattress. But my back is on fire, okay? It's on fire. That I went to the gym yesterday, sat in the sauna. It helped a little bit, but then I decided to stay another night. Fine. So one more night, we toughed it out on the air mattress, and there goes the wind. So ASMR while I speak. But anyway, and it's just a gust of wind. But no. Besides my back being sore and everything, we went to go and look at the house that my mom has my cousin-in-laws from Helen. Besides the fire, they had a dog living in the house and they weren't cleaning up after it. They had put a freezer in the kitchen, not the freezer connected to the refrigerator, but a deep freezer. Instead of, like, the house has so much space, but they were too lazy to put it in any other room, like a garage or something. Just the holes in the walls, the mess. There was no cabinets on the kitchen doors. I just don't know how people can live like that. Like, if you go in your house and see utter chaos, what is your mind like? Because if I don't come in my house and smell good smells and some clean, like a clean kitchen, I have children and I have a dog, so of course, like, sometimes something's off, but I immediately clean it. But for the most part, 95% of every time I enter my home is clean and organized, because I would be chaotic if I came into, like, cabinets missing and this and that, and just, it was just too much. And the neighbors were very, like, they pretty much probably can't stand my mom that she rented it, because it's a super quiet neighborhood, and they had like two pit bulls and a bull mastiff that kept getting loose, and they had so many tickets and fines when my mom went around there. She thought they were going to put her in jail, but they didn't. But so, needless to say, we have to start the eviction process because it's just been too much. What is going on in the news today? I've been so tied up in my little life. I've taken a couple of news stories, but nothing, but there's tornadoes still breaking out. Let's take a look. Now that I'm home, the internet should work better. Maybe. Or maybe not. Let's see. And my voice is very serene. I think the sun and everything has got me all sultry talking, so I'm not doing that on purpose. I'm relaxed. Normally when I talk to you guys, I'm stressed and tired, but anyway, it's not playing. A major storm system that started moving through the Southwest and Midwest starting Friday has killed at least 30 people, according to officials. 13 of the deaths are in Tennessee, where an EF2 tornado struck Wayne and Lewis counties on Friday night, later also impacting McNairy and Hardin counties, according to National Weather Field Office in Nashville. So prayers to those people. It is tornado season, so please be listening for the sirens. Trump is going to give remarks at Mar-a-Lago after his arraignment. I'm sure those will be interesting. And A man is arrested on a murder charges in a gay bar drugging scheme. This happened in New York City. A suspect was arrested in the connection of homicides of at least one of two men who were drugged and killed in separate incidents following visits to New York City gay bars last year, a New York Police Department said. Jacob Rosto, 30, was charged with murder, robbery, grand larceny, and conspiracy in connection to the death of Julio Ramirez, a 25-year-old social worker, in a separate incident where an unidentified victim did not die, police investigators said. Ramirez and John Umberger, a 33-year-old political consultant, were both found dead after visiting gay bars in New York City's lively Hell's Kitchen neighborhood last spring. Both had left the bars with at least one unknown person before their bank accounts were drained of thousands of dollars using facial recognition access on their phones, according to their family. Last month, the medical examiner's officers ruled their deaths as homicides caused by drug-facilitated death. Multiple drugs were found in their systems, including fentanyl, lidocaine, and cocaine. Barroso is not charged in the death of Umberger, and it remains unclear who is responsible for his killing. Barroso's arrest on Saturday comes shortly after police requested the public assistance on Friday to find him and two other suspects, Jaquan Hamilton and Robert DeMeo, were believed to be connected to the homicide. Two law enforcement officials confirmed with NBC News last week that a Manhattan grand jury has indicted several suspects in connection with the deaths of Umberger and Ramirez. One of the suspects, Shane Hoskins, was arraigned on felony larceny and identity theft. One of the victims were incapacitated to the extent of their own ability to perceive events came diminished. According to the indictment, the five co-conspirators would then steal their victims' cell phones and credit cards and use the physical cards and information on the victim's phone to transfer money to themselves and make purchases, the two officials told NBC. So that is a really crazy story, and it makes you think, because everybody's like, get the facial recognition for your bank accounts or your thumbprint, but then like they could just use that when you're dead instead of your good old password. So I don't even know sometimes, dude. It's like you danged if you do and you danged if you don't. In the months after Umberger and Ramirez's death, more gay New Yorkers stepped forward. The NYPD previously confirmed with NBC that there are multiple groups of criminals committing these crimes and these types of crimes against men visiting gay bars. So be careful. I wanted to say New York, but any bar that you go in, because I've seen a cousin of mine drink a drink and he never was the same. I don't know what they put in it, but he was young. They ended up having to put him in a nursing home and rehabilitation, and he's still not back like he was. But a long dormant lake has reappeared in California, bringing havoc along with it. Months of atmospheric river storms have pummeled the area with holes crucial to farmland. A historic snowpack that looms in the mountains above the basin will make things worse. So they got a lake that came back that had dried up, and now they got a lake that's affecting farmlands, nature. It's a wild thing. This lady says she lost $50,000 after her license was sent to a crime group. 3 killed in a shooting at an Oklahoma City bar. At least 3 people were killed in a shooting at Oklahoma City bar Saturday night. The others were injured. One person was in critical condition and 2 others suffered non-life-threatening injuries. They don't have the circumstances, but that's why I hate reading the news. It's always murder and mayhem. Dang. This Florida grandmother is charged in a hot car death of her granddaughter less than a year later after her grandson drowned in her care. Looks like grandma shouldn't have been babysitting again. Florida woman is demanding prison time for her own mother after her 2 young children died less than a year apart while allegedly in their grandmother's care. One in a hot car and other in accidental drowning. The 65-year-old Tracy Nix was arrested and charged November 22 with the aggravated manslaughter and leaving a child unsupervised in a motor vehicle. Court records show the charges are in connection with November 1st, 2022 death of the 7-month-old Uriel Shock. Authorities said Nix left Uriel in her vehicle after her Wauchula home for several hours after returning from lunch. Wow. She said she forgot the child was in the car. How do you forget a little girl? The father said. Nick told authorities that her daughter, Kayla, asked her to watch Uriel while she was at a hair appointment. The document states Nick said she went to her friend's house that morning and then left to pick up Uriel. She drove to a restaurant for lunch, and security footage showed her put the daughter in the rear seat and drive away. Nick said she drove about 10 minutes to her home, parked her car, went inside to talk to her dog and practice piano. She told the sheriff that it was not like I was rushing in the house to do anything, I just forgot. The court said Nix was waiting for her older grandson to arrive so they could go out for dinner. At 4:30, she took 2 cups of tea out of her vehicle for her and her grandson and then drove the vehicle to her backyard. 30 said Nick's husband was in the backyard and the two talked for 10 minutes. The documents state when the grandson arrived, Nick said all of a sudden it came across her head that Uriel was still in the car. Nick's husband immediately pulled the baby out and began CPR when someone called 911. Uriel was pronounced dead at the scene. The autopsy showed no sign of injuries. So, yeah, in 2021, the couple's 16-month-old son Ezra also died. Court records state that Nix was babysitting the little boy when she fell asleep. The child wandered outside and drowned in a pond near her home. She was not charged for that incident. So it just looks like you probably shouldn't. I love my mom, but no, and no hair point. But I'm sorry, was that important? And I'm sorry for your loss, but I just can't. And this was a crazy story. A body of a missing 2-year-old was found in an alligator's mouth. And his father is being charged with the murder. So the gator didn't get him, because I only glanced at this story. I didn't really know what happened. But the 2-year-old whose mother was discovered slain in her apartment was found Friday in the jaws of an alligator. Let's see here. The child's father has been charged with murder. A detective shot and killed the alligator. The police said, we didn't want to find him this way, but at least we can bring some closure to that family. Taylor Mosley had been missing since Thursday when his mother, Pashawn Jeffrey, 20, was found killed in her apartment, police said. She had been stabbed multiple times. The child's father, Thomas Mosley, is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. The child was found near Dale Holmes Park, which is close to Lake McGore, almost 10 miles from the mother's apartment. Family members saw Jeffrey and her child Wednesday, and on Thursday, they asked an apartment manager to check. When they couldn't reach her, the boy's cause of death will be determined by the medical examiner. Thomas Mosley checked himself in the hospital and had cuts on his arms and hands, and he remained hospitalized Friday. He did not speak to detectives. Online case information did not appear to be available Friday. The search for the boy included dogs, a drone, and federal state law enforcement, as well as an Amber Alert. That is so sad. These stories just always trigger me, because I know that, like, either people try to leave or, I don't know a way around fixing who we have children with, but strongly consider procreating with psychopaths. And I know they're hard to figure out, but we have to vet better, because these people are nutty. A journalist that's being held in Russia. There's still Americans held in Russia. Yeah. Let's see what else is going on. Kind of had enough of these sad stories. A hot air balloon went down in flames in Mexico, which killed a couple and their daughter is badly hurt. Wow. Meghan Markle is fueling rumors she could run for office with a $110,000 payment to Michelle Obama's ex-press chief. Meghan Markle. I could see that. If Meghan don't like anything, she loves... What is it with Megans? Do they just love to be the center of attention? Because everybody that I know with that name, they love it. Let's see. Yuck. A tentacle popped out of an Australian man and his dog have terrifying run-in with a deadly octopus. Yeesh. Y'all. Let's see. I kind of had enough of the murder mayhem. We're probably going to get We'll check a few other sources, but like I said, I've been so busy. A lot of people are, Bill Gates is dating a black man, but his name is Robert Ross. But a lot of people are like, oh, he came up. But this guy is like a Stanford graduate, and he's also like one of those AI scientists. So he's no schlub. So a lot of people are like giving him props, saying that like a black man caught Bill Gates' daughter. But no, this guy had a lot going for him. And he wasn't just any Joe Schmo that she found on the streets. So let's read some Dear Abby's. I've seen a couple of interesting ones. This one that was weird. Dear Abby, I think my neighbor is planning to rob my home. That's scary. Dear Abby, my husband and I met our neighbor Maggie one day while she was walking her dog. She has since befriended me via additional meetings on the street and walks about once a week. She's 68 and has been looking unsuccessfully for a job for 3 years and has financial difficulties. I've given her advice to her on-job searches. I've noticed that she has taken pictures with me in them and pictures in front of our house. I recently came home late and she seemed to be lurking near the front of the house. A 68-year-old lady is a thief, huh? She has asked about our alarm system and when we will be out of town. It is starting to freak me out. How do I unload this person and determine whether she's troubled or dead? Girl, just tell her. She says, start being less available for those walks, vary your schedule so she won't run into you, use her alarm system. Girl, no. You tell her, anybody come in my house is shot on demand. Like, I'm just bringing a matter of fact, like, you know what? I thought somebody was freaking lurking in my house, and I grabbed my AK or whatever you'd like to say, and just let them know you packing and you got motion detectors and all that. Like, it's very simple. I'm not changing my life for thieves. Thieves are going nowhere. You have to be ready for them. Dear Abby, when I'm planning events and making reservations, I have a friend who always wants to know who is being invited. She also wants to dictate how many guests I should invite. If she arrives late, she gets upset if I haven't saved her seat next to me. She's very high maintenance. Yeah, girl. She said, you may want to maintain the relationship, but don't you think it's time you drew a firm line with this nervy, pushy woman? It doesn't take a genius to understand. Yeah, it looks like you have enabled her behavior, because it's time to grow up, my friend. I've had a few prima donna friends. They're not fun. Dear Abby, I've been with a couple of different women, and every time I take my clothes off, I get laughed at and told to get dressed. Why is that? What? Dear Mystery, you shouldn't be taking your clothes off with anyone unless you're absolutely sure that seeing more of you is welcome. That someone would laugh at you is insensitive and unkind. These are not the type of women you should be pursuing. That's interesting that made it to Dear Abby, because it almost seems like a spoof, but I don't know, man. They said Prince Harry was not allowed to visit his family at Buckingham Palace. The coronation news. I ordered my tiny house off Amazon for just $3,000. My pint-sized home only took 1 day to build and came on Prime. Hey, that's not bad. $3,000. If I built a house, as soon as the wind blow, that thing would fall apart, I'm telling you. Team disqualified from Pokemon tournament for laughing upon being asked his pronouns. I think that's kind of crazy. This influencer catches her boyfriend cheating on her on the cruise ship security cameras. How'd she get access to them? A men's secret rendezvous on the top deck of a cruise ship took a wild turn when his girlfriend spotted him rubbing shoulders with another woman via the boat's security cameras. One influencer, Kayla Gardner's friends, was innocently scrolling through closed caption TV footage available on the TV inside their cabin when she caught Gardner's boyfriend in the act. The gut-wrenching moment and the Disney World's employees' reaction to her partner's unfaithful deed went viral. They posted it to TikTok, of course. In the first installment of the 4-part story, Gardner explained her partner told her that he was going to get some food as an excuse to leave the cabin before she gave a recap of the whole situation. Let's see.
Stop. I'm stressed. Why do they even have cameras on a ship? For what? Why would I want to watch the Lido deck? Stop.
Wait.
That's the girl. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is not happening. Her hand on his arm. What are you looking at? What are they looking at? No! Oh my god. Oh.
So, yeah. That's them reacting to that. Then in the second video, she caught him cheating in real time thanks to the ship's live camera. So her father got a front row seat of Garner's reaction of cheating. Who is she? Garner asked her friend as they squint at the screen, which shows the ship's pool area. The pair debate over whether the man in the footage is actually the boyfriend before another camera angle pops up revealing that it is him. Stop, that's a girl. Oh my god, this is not happening. The Disney princess impersonator screamed as her friend gasped. The friends didn't watch the man put his hand on the unknown woman's shoulder, sending Garner into a panic before the video cuts out. Then in the third video, the man can be seen pulling the woman in so her head rests on her shoulder. In response, Garner can be heard screaming as she runs towards the cabin door to go find him. I'll be right back, Garner says. However, she was suddenly stopped in her tracks when her friend is like, he's giving her his number. Garner is then filming yelling into a walkie-talkie telling the group there's a 911 emergency. We have a 911 on the upper Lido deck, she said, before screaming again due to couple hugging. 911, everybody goes to the upper Lido deck right now. While it's not clear what happened to the boyfriend, the fourth video, titled Cruise Cheater Part 4, shows some footage of a fire and a rescue boat surveying the ocean next to the ship. The video is accompanied with the comment, what happened with the cheater at the cruise, help you throw him off board. Garner complained with the caption, use your power, deductive reasoning to piece together what happened, not trying to incriminate myself. The video sent the internet into a spin, with the clips receiving thousands of comments. Oh girl, I don't know whether or not to congratulate you both on being a genius or apologize. I'm so stressed right now, it's not even my boyfriend. Meanwhile, others pleaded to see the conversation between Garner and her partner. Okay, but what happened when you confronted him? What words were exchanged? How did you deal with rooms? I need to know. One person begged. While no confrontational videos are posted, Garner did share 2 final installments revealing how she dealt with the breakup after her status. One post titled Cheating Aftermath, the Disney employee was filmed throwing her ex's clothes outside of her apartment window. Then in the second clip, she thanked her followers for embarking on her end of relationship journey. Good evening, passengers. This is your Captain High Girl Summer speaking. So, I don't know how real this is. You know, these kids like to go viral for everything, but it makes an interesting story to say the least. Yeah. Let's see what else these fools have been up to. Here's another. Dear Abby, my boyfriend has given me an ultimatum. Either I move in or he moves on. Dear Abby, my boyfriend of 3 years wants me to move in with him. He's a great guy. He's loving and affectionate, kind and caring. We want the same things for our kids and have quite a few things in common. We enjoy playing sports and we're both foodies. He checks a lot of my boxes, so I know I'm ready for marriage. We both have kids. He has a 10-year-old girl. I have a 4-year-old boy. It's taken me multiple times to move in with him, but I like to be engaged or married before doing so. He wants us to live together first because my relationship with his daughter hasn't flourished. He'd also like to build a trusting relationship with my son, which I understand and find equally important. He says we must live together before he proposes to me. We need to work on our finances and careers, etc. He is now giving me an ultimatum. Either I move in or he moves on. What do I do? And she said, I don't think it's too much to want a commitment from your loving, affectionate, rigid, and controlling boyfriend before moving in. Move in or I'm dumping you. That doesn't seem loving. Tell him you have concerns because of the relationship with his daughter after 3 years hasn't flourished. Does she live with him? Things won't improve if your presence is forced on her. But where I sit, it appears he wants to try you on for size with absolutely no commitment. I agree. And just because you guys move in together doesn't mean it will flourish at all. Sounds like you need either some kind of commitment or you need to give him an ultimatum. Dear Abby, I'm a retired married man. My sister is 4 years younger, was recently widowed. She was married for a long time to an abusive alcoholic who eventually drank himself to death. Sometime later, she married a friend of hers who I suspect was also abusive. He died a year ago, leaving her with almost nothing. Because of the differences in our political and spiritual beliefs, my sister and I are not close. She tends to be very defensive in conversations and emails. However, my wife and I have been thinking we'd like to give her something monetarily so she could be more comfortable. It would be a single gift on our part, or a large amount when we feel it would be best if given on a weekly or monthly basis. I should approach my sister about this. There would be no strings attached, just a regularly given amount to do with however she wants. Any thoughts you have would be greatly appreciated. She says, you are caring, thoughtful, and generous. It is a shame that political differences have driven a wedge between you and your sister because she tends to be defensive. When the two of you may contact Asher, attorney, to write her a letter explaining that you and your wife are doing some estate planning, and you wish, he's a nice brother. I wouldn't give anybody nothing. Because sometimes you make your bed and lay in it, so why do you have to be responsible to take care of somebody who made bad marriage choices? But I give y'all loyalty to y'all family. Only loyal person I'm with is my mom, for real. I'll help some people out, but I'm not delivering no large amounts, especially when I have a family of my own. Let's see, guys. I'm not going to add music to this because you guys have so much of the wonderful background wind chimes and leaves and birds. So, why would you want to add music to that? And cars. Let's see. Let's see where Reddit is on. How often do you notice when someone else has a bulge in their pants? And when you do, what are you thinking? You guys always go there. There seems to be two camps here. People who have never in their life noticed a bulge and people who stare at crotches on a regular, desperately hoping to see one. Anyone who lived through the 80s, dating myself, had to have seen bulges. Yes, those pants. But the pants are tight now, so it's impossible not. I'm wondering how often women think they see a bulge when it's in reality just pants folding. That's called a zipper boner. Genus. Get it? Jeans. My husband's in the background laughing. I had a zipper boner when I performed in front of my school for the 6th grade. It earned me the nickname Boner Boy. I don't trust myself to recognize a bulge anymore. Not after rubbing my boyfriend wallet in his pocket for like 10 minutes while making out. Oh, so I'm so sorry, you tried your best and that's what counts. I ain't saying she's a gold digger. Well, I really notice if a guy is wearing sweatpants, but I'll usually go, oh, I did not mean to look there, and immediately look away. Yeah, I be on my husband about his sweatpants. Freaking Franks and beans popping out. Someone says, I try not to be a meat gazer, a wiener watcher, a sausage seer, a cock gogger, a pecker checker, a stiffy starer, a peerer searer, a bellin beholder, a population include peeper, a willy witness, a pee peeper. So are you a pee peeper? These can go on. But these were funny. What's the most ridiculous rule you've heard someone have for their house failing children? Let's see what you guys. I work with someone that said during supper they don't allow their children to eat until him and his wife have finished their meal. That was crazy. We weren't allowed to drink water. And it's terrible because I kind of still have that habit. Like, I feel like if I drink, I'm going to get in trouble. And I'm in my 40s. But we weren't allowed to drink during our meals because my stepdad didn't want us to get full, which resulted into overeating amongst bad digestion and all that. So, yeah. My wife didn't have a door on her bedroom until she was a teenager because you shouldn't have anything hidden from your parents. Her mom also would get really upset if she closed her bedroom door at night when she went to sleep. All of the siblings would sleep with their doors open. It was a big adjustment for her at first when we got together and sleep in the bedroom with the door closed. That is crazy. The things that you have for your childhood that still like sticks with you as an adult, I'm the same. And even being in the military, like I don't walk on grass because we couldn't in the military, and sometimes I feel like I'm breaking the law if I walk on grass. But yes, so many rules that that's why as an adult I break them all. Like, I eat before my guests arrive if I'm hungry. I don't hold myself to those standards, unless it's a cake. I'll wait on the desserts, but if I'm hungry, I'm not going to wait for people to arrive. I'm just going to chow down and be full and all that. So, yeah. Well, this is wonderful talking to you guys. I figured it was sunny. I was sitting out in the sun, sunbathing, kind of like my first time really being able to do that this 2023 year. And I said, let me talk to my peeps and see what they're into on Is It In Yet. I pray that you guys have an amazing Sunday or Palm Sunday, and I pray that you have an amazing week. I pray that the wind sounds, I'm going to listen to this and see if it was as relaxing as I felt. Thank you.